It was just this sphere of plutonium about the size of a cricket ball, but it killed two scientists in separate accidents. They called it the Demon Core. It became a symbol of the thin line between scientific progress and catastrophic hubris. In 1945, scientist Harry Daghlian was conducting neutron reflection experiments alone at night. He accidentally dropped a tungsten carbide brick onto the core, causing it to go supercritical, briefly creating an uncontrolled nuclear chain reaction. The room flashed with a blue light. Daghlian received a fatal dose of radiation and died 25 days later in agony. Incredibly, 9 months later, physicist Louis Slotin was conducting a similar experiment, using a screwdriver to hold two hemisphere reflectors around the core. His hand slipped, the hemisphere closed, the core went critical again, and blue light filled the room. Slotin manually pulled the hemispheres apart, saving his colleagues but condemning himself. He died 9 days later. Witnesses described his death as one of the most horrific they've ever seen. His body essentially disintegrating from the inside. What makes this so chilling is just the casualness of it. These weren't lab accidents caused by ignorance, they were caused by familiarity, breeding contempt. Scientists called the experiment tickling the dragon's tail. They knew it was dangerous, but they'd done it so many times that they got sloppy. The Demon Core eventually became part of a nuclear weapon detonated at in Bikini Atoll, but its legacy is the scientists is killed. And the philosophical issue here is about risk, knowledge, and hubris. These men understood nuclear physics better than almost anyone alive. They knew the danger intellectually, but that knowledge didn't translate into visceral caution. There's a cognitive bias at play. We're bad at emotionally processing risk we can't directly perceive. Radiation is invisible, odorless, silent. When the core went critical, there was just a blue flash and maybe some warmth. It didn't feel dangerous in the moment, but that moment was enough to seal their fates. This is a perfect illustration of Ulrich Beck's risk society concept. Modern hazards aren't like historical dangers, they're invisible, delayed, and often irreversible. You don't know you're doomed until it's far too late. The Demon Core represents a new category of danger created by technology, threats that surpass our evolutionary capacity to recognize and avoid them. We're making decisions about nuclear weapons, genetic engineering, AI, technologies whose risk we can calculate but can't emotionally grasp. The Demon Core should terrify us, not because it killed two people, but because it reveals our fundamental inadequacy with dealing with these forces that we've unleashed and that we then can't control. And this is another example of spooky science.